Holy shit, it's a Saturday morning and this hoe be up bright and early bitching, triggered and angry. 8 in the morning to be exact, and she already angry. Ho, go drink some coffee.
What a waking up, Miss Folgers in your cup.
For real, this bitch just wake up daily looking for a reason to be angry. She clearly don't have anything better to do. No kids or husband to make breakfast for. Not even a dog to feed. That's cause she's a dirty little hamster just running on her squeaky little wheel every morning talking to herself. So let's see what has put a hair across her ass this morning.
Anyone see a threat here? Who is that, Alicia? Or a wannabe? These are the only people Leona can get to fill up her chat outside of her own troll accounts.
Bitch, who is you even asking? Who the fuck is even reading this shit? Ain't no one even answering your stupid ass. You must like talking to yourself. Ain't no one ever answer your stupid ass. How embarrassing. Anyway, look at the crazy shit this hoe say. Yeah, Leona trolling in her own chats while she live. She can talk and type and chat at the same time. I told y'all this bitch be having supernatural magic powers. Anyway, I guess we should see what got this dumb hoe triggered first thing in the morning, so let's see. Looks like she commenting on Karma Dumina's page. She must be excited. That's the first time anyone did that. She took a break from sales pitching on Facebook to her friends and family like she one of them people who be stuck in one of those multi-level marketing scams and came to YouTube to antagonize people. Look at these lengthy posts the people on her friends list have to be seeing constantly. I'd unfriend that bitch after 2 of those. There's enough ads on that shit. Ain't no one want to be reading this bullshit. Ho, you taking pictures, not writing a dissertation. Ain't no one want to read all that shit. I swear she went to the Thrive School of Multi-Level Marketing Tactics. 20% off for the most generic photos around. No thanks. I'll strap an iPhone to my dog and use a self-timer. Anyway, back to this bitch.
Judith, I can tell you don't think for yourself.
Of course. This be her go-to anytime someone doesn't agree with her stupid ass. As you can see here, her comment is cut off, but you can see her telling Tony.
Can't think for yourself.
And Tony replies,
Girl, trust me. I have thought for myself my entire life and I have been blessed.
and she even writes back.
If you could think for yourself, you definitely wouldn't have said that.
If she ain't saying that shit, it's something similar suggesting you is somehow brainwashed or can't use your own mind like,
You're listening to MM. Stop listening to what people want you to believe.
or
You're definitely fooled.
everyone who doesn't agree with her is a mindless robot who can't think for themselves. Same shit, different person.
You're repeating the real stalker who writes long novels, edits videos, and sits on 5-hour lives with you in them, so you're insulting her. Nobody else does all that. If it wasn't for your low standards, Leona wouldn't have gotten even lazier and sloppier, so thank you. You helped her expose herself and your own character, too.
Bunch of psychobabble here. I'm telling y'all, this hoe got left back several times in kindergarten. She was definitely in the slow class.
Nobody needs to stalk Leona.
That's the only time this hoe ever spoke the truth. No one needs to stalk her. They choose to stalk her. Karma Dumina was bored the other day clearly, decided to tag the bitch and antagonize her, and then cried when she got the clapback she asked for. She didn't need to do it. She chose to do it cause she's a bored-ass basic bitch with no life outside of begging to take pictures of people's kids for 20% off. Ha 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 ha. This bumho thinks she need to explain to people the benefits of a 76-degree day like they don't understand how temperatures work. She need to use the weather to sell her shitty photos cause her work doesn't speak for itself.
She's nasty 99% of her time here. It would be much harder to find a clip of her being kind. That would require watching tons of lives. Try it.
And where can we find anything of you being kind, ho? Cause I ain't ever seen you being nice to anyone here. Your whole purpose here is to argue with people. Please, show us somewhere where you're being kind to someone. Bitch, sit all the way the fuck down. So Judith writes back.
Hey, if that's a threat, you are dumb enough to admit it, and I will be happy to report you. You must not be thinking of the consequences of an online threat, dear.
She clearly mistook something you said or misread something, you moron. You know English isn't her first language, idiot. You wouldn't know that because you don't take the time out to build actual relationships with other people here or get to know them. Maybe it was when you said expose. You dumb fuck. Never giving anyone the benefit of the doubt because you're so angry and all you want to do is fight and bitch like the fucking Karen-ass bitch you are. Pretty ironic given what you're saying here. How everything you say about others is really about you. It's all projection. Anyway, back to her Karen rant.
These clowns must live in their police departments in between starting shit in the internet and playing victim of nothing but the shit they make up in their crazy heads.
You dumb fuck. You know you can report comments on YouTube, right? Report doesn't always mean police reports, you dumb twat.
These people interpret everyone's words from an angry fourth grader's perspective.
Ha 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 ha. You literally just explained your whole page. Every post of yours is you misinterpreting shit and carrying on like a fucking child throwing a tantrum because they can't have a cookie before dinner. In fact, this whole post is that.
Maybe the thought of having to rewatch a men's lives made Judith feel threatened. I admitted it to Judith.
Huh? What? What did you admit to Judith? That shit don't even make sense. But anyway, enough of this shit. I just found something even funnier. I went over to Karma Dumina's page to see if maybe there was another comment that Judith saw that she felt was a threat. I think she just mistook what old Blue Balls was saying when she said, expose your character. She clearly misread it, but anyway, this dumb bitch been over there typing away like she do on her Facebook page. Seems she spends more time typing than she do pressing the shutter release button on her camera, but that's besides the point. I read the first line of her latest post and holy shit, let's take a look. Funny how it's formatted the same way she wrote her multi-level marketing posts on Facebook. This shit's so funny though. Just the first two lines, ready.
To the 5 dimwits who follow Makeup Mobster, here's a little life coaching lesson for you.
We ain't finna bother reading the rest of this bullshit cause it's a bunch of psycho babble and she another one over there talking to herself like a lunatic. She really trying to gaslight and act like she don't know who Emily be, right? I'm wrong. She even made a whole post about it.
Oh, Makeup Mobster, failing, stalking and doxing innocent people once again.
Blah, blah, blah. I'm only going to read the funny parts. You can pause and read the whole thing if you want.
Clearly I have blonde hair. Laughing out loud. Let's start with that one.
Yeah, ho, we really believe that's your picture.
But Nancy Drew looked right past the clues once again. Nor am I less than smart enough to fall for your trap. Laughing out loud. Keep punching the air.
What a weird statement to make. Anyway, it's blah, blah, blah. You flunked ad hominem attacks on her looks and then once again a threat.
Cannot wait for Long Island to play Buffalo. We can finally put that confusion to rest.
Oh, you fucking weird. This bitch living in one of them 1990 movies where she like the villain who finna see you at the big game. Is you going to have a fucking dance-off like it's Save the Last Dance or some shit? No one's scared of your alleged 100-pound ass hoe. Make sure you braid up that pretty blonde hair you be pretending to have, ho. I'd hate to see it getting ripped out of your skull, you fucking weirdo. Anyway, back to this shit. This hoe think it's cute to stalk, dox, and harass someone from her fake-ass account, but when it be done back to her, she a victim all of a sudden. She finna sit here and try to gaslight. Oh, everyone's stupid, right, ho? We got the wrong bitch, right? I find it funny you was trying to give life coaching advice, ho. You wouldn't happen to be a life roach or anything, on top of working in the legal field for a whopping year and 9 months and the medical field for 4 years and 7 months. And a Medicaid assistant ain't really the medical field. That's a stretch, but okay. But this ain't you, right? You ain't Emily. You just using her life details, like working in law and medical, and you know what's even more funny? This innocent lady, you know, the mom of your husband's hockey student whose name you don't even know. Guess what she used to do too? I'll let you hear it for yourself.
I'm your host, Megan Hall, motivational speaker, full-time psychology student, mom of 4, and military spouse. On this podcast, I share helpful life tips and real stories from inspirational women. Warning, sometimes we chat about taboo topics and drop some F-bombs. Thank you for tuning in with me today. Enjoy the episode. Hey guys, today I'm here with Emily. Emily recently launched her life coaching business.
Wait a minute. What was that?
recently launched her life coaching business, working with women who have survived domestic violence relationships. And
That's strange. Emily had a life coaching business, and here you is giving life coaching advice. Guess that shit didn't work out. Wonder why. Why is you stealing Emily's life? You both be doing the same shit. And the pictures on your website and husband's page be the same lady in this pic. And by the way, you lucky I blocked your doxing fucking face and name out. We can play the rest of this shit another time. Don't bother asking this lady to take it down, cuz I already have it. I need to know though, why is it that all these crazy bitches claim they was the victims of abuse? They all suffered and were victims of trauma and abuse, yet their online behavior be exactly that of an abuser. They go around antagonizing people. Then when people react, they become the victims. Classic fucking signs of an abuser. Let me get your ugly, basic bitch looking ass off my screen. First off, no one doxed your ass, but I suggest you delete every doxing post you have off your page or your ass will be doxed, I ain't playing around. You want to stalk people's husbands and children's hockey teams and threaten to roll up on people from an anonymous account and then claim your ass is somehow a victim when they find out who you is. Fuck out of here, Stop trying to gaslight people. I know you want to deny this shit, but it's too late. Your ass was so desperate to try and one-up some bitch on YouTube and brag about your mediocre, basic bitch life that you fucked up and revealed your ass. You is a fucking nobody hoe. You even tried to brag about you and your husband owning businesses.
I agree. My husband and I run a business together.
That wouldn't be your house cleaning business that you was begging for on Facebook or anything, would it? You have your husband tagged in the post. You even bragged in this post.
My whole family owns many businesses in this town.
And you even said,
many of those hockey folks you know also know my husband.
This hoe act like her husband Wayne fucking Gretzky of youth hockey, but now she want to deny all this shit. Girl, bye. Shut the fuck up. No one care about you or your lame ass fucking husband. I would love to hear you telling all these hockey people you pretend to know all about Leona. That should be awkward as fuck.
So like I used to follow this Dumina girl named Makeup Mobster on YouTube, but then one day I got all but her in her chat over her iCloud storage and her keeping screenshots of psychos like myself. And so she called me a troll, and I started acting tough and making veiled threats to roll up at her son's hockey games, and when she laughed at my pathetic ass, I started going on her social media accounts and started doxing her family and her son's hockey team and looking for unflattering pictures of her to post. I kept posting personal details of her life, like where she lives, her husband's job's website, her mom's obituary, and pictures from her husband's old hockey team in an attempt to scare her. She ignored me completely for like 10 months and then finally responded, and like I'm totally the victim now. I even judged her for like sharing a story about her life online, even though I did the same thing on this podcast I went on. I talked about my mommy abandoning me and how I was a busted single mother who was allegedly abused and then found my knight in shining titties checky. Yes, so like when Dumina figured out who I was, because my stupid ass posted a picture of my husband and the child I had as a teenager that he adopted in an attempt to one-up this complete stranger who ignores me. I forgot to cross out identifying information, and she figured out who I was. I sat there trying to gaslight her like she was crazy and a bad detective, and now I'm like totally the biggest victim ever, and I'm being like stalked and harassed. But it isn't me. Even though all the details I shared about myself over the last few years match up identically. It's totally not me. It's a team we used to sponsor. No, wait, it's my husband's hockey student's mother, whose name I totally didn't know. It's totally not me. Anyway, like this Dumina, she's totally a bitch. She talks shit about people on a public platform that like anyone can find. I'm like totally going to embarrass her in the hockey community cause like I'm the Princess Diana of youth hockey and have so much power, and I won't embarrass myself at all. I'm going to get my big bad powerful husband with bigger tits than me to totally ruin her son's hockey career. Because like, no one calls Emily a troll. I'm a catfish. Get it right. I left that part out too. Did I like mention I tried to pretend this was me?
Ho, please film yourself telling all your big bad hockey friends in the AA sector about this shit. I need to see their faces. I can't wait until you tell them why you was stalking this lady and how you got all bent about being called a troll, so you started to stalk and dox. I thought Blue Balls was crazy, but you got her beat by a mile when it comes to being fucking psychotic. You is a one-eyed monster, ho. Anyway, I can't wait for you to roll up on this hoe and have to explain yourself. I hope she will be filming this shit. But you is the victim, right, Emily? Fuck out of here, bitch. Go try finding sympathy elsewhere, skank. I wouldn't be surprised if you was Blue Balls too. You may as well be. You hoes is like the Double Mint twins. You thought you was all big and bad hiding behind troll accounts until you're dumb as fucked up. It really scares me that someone like yourself was trying to life coach abuse victims, and this is how you act after being called a troll online. I see why that business, alongside all the other ones you tried, have failed. That's probably why you was so salty about other people's talents. Thank God you moved on to something that doesn't require you to work with vulnerable women. I can only imagine how much you was judging their appearances and shit. Wonder if you do that to your photography clients as well. You is actually a pretty lady, but you have an ugly heart, and you shouldn't be working with anything that requires you to deal with other humans. You is a bottom-feeding wannabe. You was accusing people of being, quote, jelly of your education the other day. Ho, you went to community college? What educated ho be cleaning houses and trying to be Molly-go-lightly? Ha 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 ha. So like I said, I suggest you take all your doxing posts down, ho, and find a different hobby. You and your mommy issues can go crawl back into Blue Ball's litter box, you little.